Buttons are a crucial element of any user interface, and they can make or break the user experience. In this video, I'll share some tips and tricks to help you design buttons that are not only visually appealing, but also functional and user-friendly. Let's start with the basics. Effective button design is all about creating a clear and intuitive experience for the user. One way to achieve this is by carefully considering the different states of a button. The most common states are normal. This is the default state of the button when it's not being interacted with. Hover. This state is triggered when the user hovers their cursor over the button. Active. This state is activated when the user clicks or taps on the button. These states help users understand the button's functionality and anticipate the outcome of their actions. For example, a change in color can indicate that the button is clickable or that an action is being processed. Style hierarchy refers to the use of visual cues to differentiate between different types of buttons and indicate their relative importance. This can be achieved through a variety of techniques. There are 3 common button styles that you can use. Primary buttons are the most important buttons on a page. They are typically used for the primary action that the user wants to take. Secondary buttons are less important than primary buttons. They are typically used for secondary actions or for actions that are less likely to be taken by the user. Tertiary buttons are the least important buttons on a page. They are typically used for minor actions or for actions that are rarely taken by the user. In this example, the primary button is the most prominent, the secondary button is less prominent, and the tertiary button is the least prominent. When using style hierarchy, it's important to create enough visual distinction between the different buttons so that users can easily understand their relative importance. Clear and concise button labels are essential for effective button design. The button label should accurately reflect the action that will be performed when the button is clicked. Don't let the user think during specific actions, especially the easy ones. In these examples, we have 2 call to actions. The first one is so confusing to the user, one has to think like for 2 seconds before deciding what to do. On the other hand, the second one is so direct to the point, either learn more, don't allow, or allow. Remember, the goal of button naming is to make it easy for users to understand what will happen when they click a button. By using clear and concise labels, you can help to improve the usability of your interface. Icons can be a powerful tool to enhance button design and improve user experience. When used effectively, icons can provide visual cues about the button's purpose and reinforce the button's label. The icon should be relevant to the button's function and easily recognizable by users. It should be placed before the label, as it allows users to quickly scan the button and understand its purpose. Remember, icons should be used to enhance the button's label, not to replace it. The label should always be the primary means of communicating the button's function. While icons can be a valuable asset in button design, it's important to use them sparingly. Overusing icons can clutter the interface and make it difficult for users to understand the purpose of each button. In this example, this button uses 2 icons, which can be confusing for users. The other button uses only 1 icon, which is more visually appealing and easier to understand. Icons should be used to enhance the button's label, not to replace it. The label should always be the primary means of communicating the button's function. Color is a powerful tool that can be used to make buttons visually appealing and draw attention to important actions. However, it's important to use color carefully to ensure that the button text is always legible. In these examples, this button uses a color combination that makes the text difficult to read. The other button uses a color combination that makes the text easy to read. The goal of button design is to create buttons that are both visually appealing and functional. By using color effectively, you can create buttons that are both attractive and easy to use. Consistency is key when it comes to button design. Using consistent styles across your interface will make it easier for users to navigate and interact with your product. In this example, the buttons use a consistent color palette, shape, and size. This makes the interface look clean and professional. Consistency is one of the most important principles of good design. By creating consistent button styles, you can make your interface more user-friendly and improve the overall user experience. And that wraps up our guide to designing effective buttons. Remember, buttons are more than just clicks. They're key to creating a smooth and intuitive user experience. With these tips, your buttons can be both functional and visually appealing, improving the overall experience for your users. If you found this helpful, like subscribe and stay tuned for more.